Welcome to the first Game Dev Club meeting of the semester. I'd like to apologize again for the fact that it is online. There were some circumstances outside of our control that meant that we could not reserve the club room in time, but we should be in person starting next week and going forward. So I hope you guys look forward to that. So we're going to start off by discussing what is the Game Development Club. So the Game Development Club is a project-based club where we join together in teams to create video games. We want to teach every member the fundamental disciplines of game development and game design. So we go over a lot of topics, obviously programming, but art, music, writing as well. We don't even stop there. We'll occasionally do special uh, topics on things like voice acting or other things related to game development. It truly is a multidisciplinary club, so do not feel like your skill set is not relevant or not enough to be a part of the club, because there's always a place for people here. Absolutely no experience is needed to be a member of the club, and we're open to all majors. Again, there's no real requirements. We're happy to take anyone. Here's the game reel from fall of last year. I'm gonna kind of tab through it because it's actually a very long video because we had a lot of pitches this semester, but I'll just show off some of the games we made during that time.
You can also 2 times the speed of it, Aiden.
All right, I'm gonna go over one more game, which was the Kiwi That Could, and then I'll move on. You guys are free to watch these videos on your own time on our club YouTube channel. Though they're all great games. Like, to be honest, like that whole reel is actually really good. But I don't want to bore people by just going through each of them individually. So we also have a VIP membership to help you guys, so you guys can help support the club. We get a budget, but sometimes it's not enough, especially when we want to do a lot of events, which we're trying to pick up on this year. We want to do a lot more socials and stuff. We want to be able to bring food and games and whatnot. So we'd really appreciate it if you helped support the club by becoming a VIP member. So it is $15 per semester or $25 for the year. When you become a VIP member, you are given the club shirt for free. You get discounts on club merchandise, such as stickers, pins, and keychains, and you get priority for events where there are limited spots available. So for any off-campus socials we do, or any studio tours we do with game studios, you'll have priority to attend those events. So for this year's t-shirt design, we kind of got it started. It is not fully finished yet, but we will probably have it done by next meeting or the meeting after. Here's the membership form to join the club. This helps us keep track of how many members we have. Please feel free to scan the QR code and fill it out. In addition to that, on that form, there'll be a link to the MyBar page. If you also join that as well, that will really help us out, because that is how Cal Poly Pomona officially keeps track of how many members clubs have. The actual Google form is just for our personal records. So if you guys could fill that out, it'd be greatly appreciated. I'll leave it on the screen for another 15 seconds or so you guys can scan it.
Aiden, did we make a sign-in sheet for this meeting? Or do we not need to?
That can be posted in the post-meeting announcement.
Okay.
Sorry, there's just been a lot this week getting started with the club. Just lots of administrative things. All right, so moving on. We're gonna get into board introductions. So I am Aiden Sanders. I'm going to be your president for this school year. I am a computer science major, and I like programming and cooking, as well as just hanging out with friends and working out a little bit. I have not been playing very many games recently, unfortunately, because I've been pretty busy with both school stuff as well as just work and trying to get an internship. So I'm pretty big on Pokemon. I don't really play competitively much anymore, just because I don't like the meta. If you see the right screenshot, it's just like dull and sadness. I mostly play Pokemon Unite, but it's also pretty mid. I spend most of my free time developing games. I've been working on a game in Unreal Engine for about 4 years now. Definitely my favorite engine so far. And on the left is some Sukiyaki I made like a year ago. It was pretty good, but I'm still trying to figure out how to make the suit base nicely.
It's my turn. Hi everybody, I'm gonna be your vice president. My name is Mark. I'm also a computer science major. My hobbies were just gonna be like the generic playing games and making games for the club, you know. My recently played games would be Warframe, Once Human, and Balloons Tower Defense 6, which is absolutely goated. Almost all the board likes to play, all the past board, we all play Balloons. It's a great game. If you want to click a couple times, you can show off my bunnies, Aiden. Yes, these are my bunnies, Parfait Souffle. You'll probably see lots of references to bunnies in my games. I even had a little event where I threw in bunnies into the announcement channel long before I was a member. As for like games that I've made for like the club, last semester I went ahead and pitched my own game machine, Citadel. So you might be able to go back and see on the HIO, or if anybody wants to go see the past meetings, you can see information about that.
Hi, my name is Isabel Camtran. I'm going to be your treasurer for this year. I'm a computer science major and STS minor. Some of my hobbies are I like programming, and I say I like hiking, but do I really? Not really. Some recently played games, well, I guess recently is not totally true, but some games that I like are Half-Life 2, Stardew Valley, and Fallout New Vegas. And you can click next. I also like buying overpriced stuff, but don't think that will affect my ability to be a good treasurer. Click next. Yes, Flash J.
Hi guys. I would have said I'm Rob, but I'm not actually Rob. So if this up with the absolute performance damage that is my slide. My name is Dachi Surbaladze. I'm your secretary for the year. My major is computer science. I joined this club a year ago, and eventually it was such a great community here that I felt inclined to be a part of the board. And I don't know if some of you guys are returning, but you guys were the ones that voted me in, and I feel grateful for that. Some of my hobbies include mostly drawing, sometimes crafting. I've been working on like a helmet for the last week. Some of us know about that a little too much. They're annoyed. I'm gonna say gaming is my biggest hobby of all time. I cannot stop, except for the last week. Surprisingly, I guess I must be getting bored. Game development is a hobby that I'm trying to expand on and actually do more outside of my own free time, because I want to work in the industry and actually work on really cool games with a bunch of cool companies. And yeah, that says Dark Souls in my hobbies, but it's one of my favorite things of all time. So in terms of recently played games, I played the new Elden Ring DLC that came out on the day that it dropped. I was playing for like 4 days straight. It was incredible. I played Alan Wake 2. Great story game. Also made by Remedy, the guys that made Max Payne. So, you already know it's good. I also played the entire Metal Gear Solid franchise over the last couple of months. If you've been around, you would know because you cannot escape me talking about it. And over the summer, I also finished God of War Ragnarok and Valhalla and got all the achievements for it. That's Alan.
大家好，我叫李舒阳，我是我们这个俱乐部的试学者，我的专业是计算机科学，我的爱好是玩游戏、做饭、旅行和收藏动漫人物。我最近玩的游戏是黑暗灵魂、崩坏星球铁道、明朝、节拍光剑和黑神话悟空。Thank you.
Wait, Bill, do you want to actually do it in English before we move on?
Sure. Sorry, I'm still out of breath. I'm running back to my dorm.
Okay.
Okay, so once again, hi guys, I'm Bill Lee. I'm the historian for our club. My hobbies include gaming, cooking, traveling, and collecting figures. Some of the games I've recently played are Dark Souls 1 and 2, Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, Beat Saber, and Black Myth Wukong.
Hello, I'm sorry if you guys hear stuff in the background. I'm in the library. But hi, I'm Nathan Narragondo. I'm your guys' video editor. I'm majoring in computer science. I don't know, some of my hobbies are gaming, watching YouTube and anime, and also writing music. I haven't really been playing a lot of games recently, but when I do, it's usually just like to waste time. So it's either like balloons or VR chat. And yeah, I don't really have much of a personality outside of being terminally online, so I just filled this with a bunch of memes.
Alrighty, hello everyone. My name is Ian Norman. I'm your PR director, so if you see any posts or anything, that's probably going to be for me. In terms of hobbies, I'm kind of all games, video games, board games, making games. I like it all. I even like to, inflict suffering upon myself by being a fan of like things like Payday and Hunt. But don't worry, there's also games that don't cause me physical pain like Terraria and Deep Rock Galactic. It's a good balance, fine balance. But yeah, excited to see lots of you guys.
Hi guys, I'm Abaya Cortez or Aaron on Discord. I'll be your marketing director for this school year. My major is computer science and I have a minor in BCD. My hobbies are drawing, writing, and sculpting. And I really love playing games too. Also visual novels are also really good. Recently played games are Overwatch 2, the best game ever, Fortnite, and Identity Thief. Yes! Yes! And on my screen, you can see some drawings I did, like the little cat with the clown hat and the little jester. And then there's a picture of my cat and Murmacha, my wife. And then there's Grell from Black Butler, and then Jack from IWV. And then the Victory Royale. Only won like one time in Fortnite. I'm pretty mid, to be honest. And that's it.
Alright, so I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the upcoming club events. So to start off, we have our game pitches. So for those who somehow do not already know, game pitches are semester-long projects where we get together to develop a minimum viable product by the end of the semester. So anyone who has an idea for a video game can present their idea at our game pitch meeting, which will be happening in 2 weeks. And afterwards, but they're also free to not join any game pitch at all if they just want to hang out and just enjoy the club experience. Here are some screenshots of various games that the club has developed. We have Planetary Pursuits, Gunslinger Hilda, Vertex, Machine Citadel, Solar Suites. Yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about what our game pitches entail. So game pitches are most successful when they have a well-defined scope. So that means that there's a clear vision on what the gameplay is meant to accomplish, what core features it has, basically everything it needs to function as a game without any of the extra fluff. It will also include things as the game engine genre, the minimum viable product, as we mentioned earlier, just all the information that the game needs, both logistically to be made. Like, are you modeling in Blender, or if you're doing in 2D, or use like what image editing software you're using? Obviously, you need a game engine to run your game, all of that. So, what a minimum viable product is, as well, is the basically core set of features and aspects of a game. Whereas if you remove any of them, the game no longer has its identity as like a unique product. So the importance of scoping it down to your MVP and then building up from there to get to wherever you want your game to be is really important for our club, just because sometimes you can be so excited for making a game that you kind of forget to actually structure yourself in a way that you can even get to wherever you dream for it to be. So the order in which we run the game pitches is, first you come up with an idea for your game. Then you will apply, and we'll be sending out applications actually after this meeting. And we'll continue to talk about game pitches and everything regarding how to apply in our next meeting. After you submit the application, though, you'll meet with the board sometime next week after our game pitch, our game pitch like talk meeting. And then we will kind of help you if we see any scoping issues, like don't show up and be like, I want a fully furnished open world action RPG that has multiplayer and that's like functions as like a MMO or whatever. Like that would be a lot to do in any game engine just in the semester time we have. But if you as long as you have a good idea of what you're trying to make, you'll get the green light from us. But if you really want to push for something, we're not going to really stop you. So then you'll present at our game pitch meeting, and then you'll form teams. So that's how it's going to work. Once again, I'll be sending out the form for that later on today, so that people who are familiar with the system can go ahead and get their submissions done early. I would recommend, though, that I'm going to include like a lot of text in that submission, in that form, so that people who maybe are not so familiar with game pitches can fully understand them before they submit. And you'll have the freedom to edit your submissions all the way up to the submission deadline next Wednesday. Another thing the club does are workshops. So we use workshops to help you guys both get off the ground with game development for those who are not yet familiar with the whole, like, all the topics of game development, as well as we'll get into some intermediate and advanced topics with specific game engines later on in the semester. So we will be hosting our workshops ideally on Fridays from 3 to 5 p.m. Once we get our club room. If for some reason we are not able to secure a room at that time, the time will change, but we'll try to keep it at a time where everyone who wants to attend is free to do so. We also record all of our workshops as well as meetings, so you don't have to worry if you miss it. It'll be uploaded on YouTube shortly after, and you'll be able to catch up on all the information. And any media that we use in our workshops, so like game projects or whatever, we also post so that you can follow along with the exact project we're using. So upcoming workshops we have planned are an Intro to Unity workshop on September 6th, an Intro to Godot workshop on September 13th, and an Intro to Git workshop September 29th. So for these first 3 workshops, they are completely beginner friendly, where we'll walk you through from the very beginning, so there's no experience needed. But in workshops after that, there is going to somewhat be the expectation that you kind of already have your bearings in the engine, and we'll just get right straight to the topic at hand. We're not going to really do any how to download the engine and then go on forward to that. We'll still help you, but the hope is that we can kind of move on from just doing the introductory topics. So also during that same time that we have meetings, some weeks instead of doing a workshop, we will have club socials. So we do these so that you can help get to know your fellow club members, both the people who are on your game pitch team and those who are not, just so you can help socialize and kind of have an opportunity to meet each other and feel like you can have fun together and have a good time. One thing that people have been telling us is that they enjoy the socials and they want more opportunities to get to know people. Like, they say they'll join the club and they'll know like some people on their team, and that's kind of it. And we kind of don't want people to feel like they don't have the opportunities to branch out and get to meet new people. So we're going to be doing more socials this year, starting with our game night social this Friday from 3 to 5 p.m., which will unfortunately be held online for the same reason that we're not meeting in person right now. Another kind of event we do are guest speaker events. So these will be special meetings during our normal general meeting time, so 12 to 1 p.m., like so. And we will have guest speakers from within the gaming industry talk about various topics related to game development. So sometimes it'll be alumni, sometimes it'll just be game developers out in the industry and more. So in the past, we've had a guest speaker event with Obsidian, and we've gotten a lot of requests to see if we can do another one this school year. So I'm working on that, and I'll see if they get back to me. But what I have solidified is a guest speaker event with MobilityWare on September 17th. So one of the recruiters from MobilityWare will be coming to speak to us about a lot of the stuff they work on, as well as how to get hired in the industry. And she'll even be hosting a Q&A. So I'll also be posting that information to the question submission form so that you can submit your questions to her and she can answer them after the meeting. Lastly, we have the AWS UTEP bootcamp that we are working with SheCode's Data Science AI and CSS to host. It is a 2-day workshop focusing on Amazon Web Services, the cloud, and all the other things they do, as well as AI machine learning. It is going to be from September 13th to the 14th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on both days. As far as I'm aware, the club room that the room that they're going to be using has not yet fully been decided, but we'll get that information out to you guys shortly. You have up until next Wednesday, which is September 5th, to register and sign up. You can scan the QR code on the right to fill out that form, and on the bottom, these are the topics that will be covered throughout the bootcamp. So I'll give you guys a moment if you guys want to scan the QR code. Also, if you have any questions, you can ask me or Erica, the president of SheCodes. I believe that is all we have for today. Thank you guys for joining. If you have any questions, you guys will actually be free to both ask them right after this and hang out here because we're not going to really be closing things until about 12:50. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what this QR code is. I think I forgot to update it, so I would recommend not scanning that. Probably not up to date. But again, that's all we have for you guys. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you guys at the game night on Friday, as well as at our next, hopefully in-person club meeting next Tuesday.